NFL alumni are celebrating their gold jackets. These NFL alumni are spending their Super Bowl weekend with the children. San Diego chapter of the NFL Alumni Association braving the wet and windy weather for a training camp hosted by those who know the game better than anybody.
It's not only about coming out here and being on the field and learning the techniques. That's amazing too, but life skill is about, how can I take what I'm learning, what are my coaches telling me here, how can I apply that to school? How can I apply that to being at home life, Because everything we teach is not only about football. That's why discipline is so important, right? Like we teach the kids about, get lined up, get straight, do this here, we explain to them the detail, and we hope for them to go out there and do it exactly how we want them to do it, because as coaches, we're no different than 20 years them having a boss, So we want to make sure they understand that, I want to do everything just right.
Over at Cathedral Catholic, it is the Willie James Jones Jr. City Conference Wrestling Tournament, a beautiful tournament named after a wonderful man. In the 184-pound division final, UC's Kevin Chen muscling it out and getting the pin for his squad. Then in the rivalry battle, Mira Mesa's Eddie Chow getting the nice takedown against Scripps Ranch Falcon Chaz Hallmark. But this is a hallmark moment for Chaz, taking home the 134-pound title. And at 170, Nate Matazzaro with a beautiful German suplex on Tim Hill. But in the end, it's Hill, that's the king of the hill, picking up the victory with the pin as the Marauders go on to win the tournament for the, can you believe this, 8th time in a row.
It's really an honor for me to coach in the city conference and to be able to attend this tournament in his honor every year and teaching the kids life lessons that we learned from Willie's story. Being the city champion is a big deal. It's a title that you're always going to carry with you. And more than that, the lessons that they learn from wrestling and from tough stories like Willie will inspire them to succeed in their own lives.
It feels really good to be able to come back and win it. Last year I got 4th, and to be able to take this and win by a fall at that is great. It's very inspiring just to be able to know that I'm not only winning for my team, I'm winning for my family, for myself, for my community. To be able to have a tournament dedicated to that and for the cause of Willie Jones' death, that's really special, something special.
Basketball time, battle at the Bay, and this is a big one. Mission Bay Foothills Christian without Duke signee Boogie, who was out with an ankle injury. So here comes the mean Yassine, one of his game-high 6 steals before going to DCH. Beautiful alley-oop right there. Fourth quarter action now. Here come the Bucks. Ronnie Ladd getting the block on the perimeter, and you know what he does with that ball. Lay it in right there. Part of his 22 points of the game. But it's a Hollinger time. Mr. Darian Carter getting the block off the glass, and then going to the brother, Mr. Derek, getting 2 of his game-high 30 on the other end. As it's all night, they win 67-51. Earlier in that tournament, Paca facing Christian in a beautiful battle. First quarter, Patriot Jackson Larson. This guy knows how to ball, getting 12 points and 7 rebounds on the day. Second quarter action now, Matt Bender, bucket in the paint. You can't stop him. Gets that along with game-high 8 rebounds. And Mr. Chemo just driving it like a Ferrari, game-high 27 points. 7 assists as well as Parker gets it done 68-59. On the gals' side, the Coaches versus Cancer Showcase at Mount Miguel. Here's Mission Hills and Otay Ranch. Here comes Lynette Garon. Buzzer beater, don't mind if I do. And the Mustangs are on the board, but in the second quarter, check out the teamwork from Mission Hills. Everybody gets the ball, and it goes right to Catherine Bayous. Putting it in right there as the Grizzlies get this one done. Big final out here, 61-26. And another one from the ladies section, Santa Fe Christian facing Montgomery. First quarter, watch that loose ball. It's going to end up in the hands of Ruby Valasek, who's going to head and finish that one with the left hand. But this day, all about the gal from the Aztecs, Michelle Castro, 25 points, including 5 3-pointers as the Aztecs win this one, 47-24. As for the college boys, USD facing the Terrors, the West Coast Conference Gonzaga. But the Toreros holding their own for most of the first half, actually leading this one after the first 14 minutes. But even Cinderella knows that at some point everything turns back into pumpkins, despite Mr. Pinheiro tying his career record 30 points. Rui Hachimura and the Zags lapping the Toreros in the second half. Bulldogs win it 85-69. As for the other folks in town, SDSU facing a hapless San Jose State basketball team. How do you only have a 3-game winning streak against these guys? Aztecs living by the 3 ball in the first half, and they led by the duo of Watson and McDaniels in the second half. The double-double streak you've heard so much about ends at 6, but the Aztecs will take the win, the final 67-56. Umbrellas in high fashion at Torero Stadium, where those rugby guys, the Legion, hosting the defending champs out of Seattle team that knocked them out of the playoffs. 27th official calling a penalty try right here in the Seawolves, so that means the Legion take the early lead. And then just before halftime, Patty Ryan going to Mikey Teo, diving right over the line for the slip and slide try. San Diego up 14-3 at the half. Is revenge on their minds? Well, you bet it is. Here comes Seattle's William Raskalika scoring the try, cut the margin to 4 points. But this one, all about the Legion, making it happen on defense, 17-13 victory, first win of the season.
Unreal conditions. Like I'm from Southern California, from Long Beach, so we don't get this rain that much. And just being able to play in it, something different. Both teams have to endure it. Absolute blessing to get a win. It's our second game out, still coming together. It's a long season. If we get this win, now we got a foundation to build on.
Usually when you're in a fight, you're staring into the eyes of your opponent. But on Saturday afternoon, these fighters were battling a foe, attacking others. Allison Edmonds hitting the mat to tell us more.
When you hear the words Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, normally you think of people fighting for a title.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner.
But this group is fighting to help find a cure.
Pressure. Tap Cancer Out was founded in 2012. We unite the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community around a cause, and that cause is tapping cancer out once and for all. So we use Jiu-Jitsu and their passion for Jiu-Jitsu to raise funds on behalf of Tap Cancer Out and our beneficiary, which this year is Alex's Lemonade Stand.
And with a little hard work and dedication, anyone can become a star. Well, maybe not everyone.
All right, I see. I started training jiu-jitsu about 4.5 years ago after watching my son train for a few years, and I just really wanted to get into it too. It just looked like a lot of fun. It's really great exercise.
I've been in jiu-jitsu for about 5 months now. I like jiu-jitsu because it's a good defense mechanism, and you kind of need it if you want to do any pancreation fights or if you want to come to any jiu-jitsu grappling tournaments.
All these people fighting to stay on the mat in support of those who can't.
We had 2 twin boys join us at our San Diego tournament last year. One of them was fighting cancer. His brother just wanted to fight in honor of his twin brother, so they came down. It was so moving to see them, super little, but one brother fighting for another, and that's really what we're here to do.
My grandpa's son actually had cancer when he got leukemia cancer when he was 7, and both of my grandmas passed away from cancer. So I wanted to come out here and help prevent cancer from anyone I can, because it's not right for a little kid to have to be in a hospital dealing with this.
From Harry West Gym, Allison Edmonds, KUSI Sports.